From the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, it's time for Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl.
Hello, friends. Welcome into Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. It's a very quick school year and a quick season 10. We're already on the fourth and final quarterfinal match of the season. The winner today will face Dixon in our Final Four, and we're in for a treat today. These two teams have played each other all season long. They faced off for the NIC 10 Conference Championship, and now they're here to add State Line Quiz Bowl to this year's rivalry. First, let's meet the Auburn Knights. Auburn reached the quarterfinals with a second round best 10 correct buzz-ins by Brielle. Brielle's the captain. Go ahead and introduce us to your team.
To my near left is Luke, to my near right is Juan, and to my far right is Olivia.
Welcome. Going up against the Belvidere Bucks. David's 8 toss-ups led the way in the second round, getting Belvidere to the quarterfinals. David's the captain. Go ahead and introduce.
I'm David. To my right is Donovan. To my near left is Lindsay. And to my far left is Jonathan.
Welcome. Good luck to both teams, although whether they need it is a good question. They are combining for 18 consecutive times in our quarterfinals. There's one spot left in the Final Four. Let's see who gets it. We'll start with the Rockford University buzz-in round. Fingers on buzzers teams, 10 points for each of these questions. If you buzz in and get it wrong, we'll finish it and the other team has a chance to steal those 10 points. Last note, do make sure that you wait to be recognized before you give your answer. Best of luck, here we go. What husband of harpist Joanna Newsom, starred in the 2016 movie Pop Star, is part of The Lonely Island and played Jake Peralta on Brooklyn Nine-Nine? That is Brielle.
Sandberg.
Andy Sandberg is correct for the first 10 points of the game. Next toss-up. What novella in which the words "to excess" are added to one of the 7 commandments? That is David.
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm is correct by George Orwell. Ties the game. What president underwent the Mabatex scandal, started the First Chechen War, oversaw the rise of oligarchs, and ceded power in 1999 to Vladimir Putin? That is Donovan.
Yeltsin.
Boris Yeltsin was the Russian leader before Putin. Good for 10. Mesoamerican mirrors were made from what substance? A brittle igneous rock formed from, that is Brielle.
Obsidian.
Obsidian is correct, also called volcanic glass. Tie game. What virus, whose variants include ones dubbed BQ1, Eris, and Omicron, that is Juan.
COVID.
COVID is correct for 10 points. Auburn takes the lead. What Rudyard Kipling novel about an Irish orphan in that is Brielle.
The Jungle Book.
Sorry, no, aggressive buzz there, but not quite right. Belvedere, I'll finish. An Irish orphan in British India popularized the term great game for colonial maneuvering, but that is David.
Kim.
Kim is correct, tying the game. What office to which Donald Trump considered elevating Jeffrey Clark was, that is Luke.
Attorney General.
Is correct, very fast buzz there on the current events knowledge, 10 points. What American general known as Stormin' Norman led coalition, that is David.
Schwarzkopf.
Norman Schwarzkopf for 10 points during the 1991 Gulf War. What word denotes 2 storms that destroyed Mongol fleets sent? That is Luke.
Kamikaze.
Kamikaze is correct. Next question. What landlocked Asian country, which is nicknamed Land of the Eternal Blue Sky, has the lowest population that is David.
Mongolia.
Mongolia is correct. Lowest population density of any country. What baseball team, which drafted Jackson Holliday first overall in 2022, is led by catcher Adley Rutschman and plays its games at Camden Yards in Maryland? That is David.
Orioles.
The Baltimore Orioles is correct for 10 points, taking the lead. What term in the Roman Catholic calendar refers to the time not devoted to a special celebration, such as the time between Easter and Advent? That is Brielle.
Lent.
Sorry, no. Belvedere, chance to steal. David.
Standard.
Sorry, no. Both good guesses. These are ordinary time periods. Next toss-up. What quantity, whose 3-month average can be assessed using an A1C test, that is Brielle?
Blood sugar.
Is correct. Blood glucose level for 10 points. What taxonomic class of mollusks that was once called univalves, meaning single-shelled, includes snails and, that is Donovan.
Gastropods.
Gastropods is correct for 10 points. What novel, largely narrated by Nellie Dean? That is David.
Wuthering Heights.
Wuthering Heights is correct, by Emily Bronte. What company faced a January 2023 Senate hearing in part over its handling of sales for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour? That is Brielle.
Ticketmaster.
Is exactly correct. Ticketmaster for 10. What type of clef in which middle C lies on the staff's middle line that is Juan.
K clef.
Sorry, no, I'll finish for Belvidere. Is used by violists, and that is Lindsay.
Alto clef.
Alto clef is correct, and by a namesake vocal type between soprano and tenor. What U.S. state is home to the fictional Cohaluasi River in the novel Deliverance and the Tara Plantation in the novel Gone with the Wind? That is David.
Georgia.
Georgia is correct for 10 points. And that's the last toss-up of the first quarter. A blistering pace set by these two teams. At the moment, we have Belvidere on 100, Auburn on 70. We'll get more points going in the next round, the volleyball round, right after this. Welcome back to Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. We have Belvidere 100, Auburn 70 going into our volleyball round. But before we start the volleyball round, a very special thank you to Lori Beachgrass, who is a creator and advisor of the youth spoken word group Lit Up at Auburn High School, and a veteran English teacher all across the state. And our judge today, thank you so very, very much for your help making sure we get everything right. So teams, the volleyball round. This is a conferring round. Work with your teammates, confer on your answers. The answers do have to come from the captains, Brielle and David, in particular from David first. After the coin flip, Belvidere leads off our volleyball round. Here we go. What river flows into and out of Lake Constance, passes through Strasbourg and Cologne, and empties into the North Sea in the Netherlands?
Rhine.
The Rhine River is correct. Good European geography for 10 points. Auburn. What public service broadcaster in the United Kingdom operates TV channels that air long-running shows like Top Gear and Doctor Who?
BBC. BBC.
BBC is exactly correct for 10 points. Back to Belvidere. What philosopher, whose book The Concept of Anxiety addresses the feeling of angst, wrote Either Or and spent much of his life in Copenhagen?
Kierkegaard.
Soren Kierkegaard, good philosophy knowledge for 10. Back to Auburn. The geographic center of North America is in the city of Rugby in what state, whose eastern border is formed by the Red River of the North?
Kansas.
Time's up. North Dakota on that one, so no worry about the timer getting you out, though. Back to Belvidere. What compound, whose concentration is plotted on the Keeling curve, is dissolved in water to make carbonic acid and has molecular formula CO2?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide is correct. Good to get that sure clue at the end. Back to Auburn. In the South African play The Island, prisoners rehearse what Sophocles' tragedy, in which the title daughter of Oedipus buries her brother Polynices?
Is it Morning Becomes Electra? You're listening. Electra.
Sorry, no, this is Antigone. Close there. Over to Belvedere. What painter organized the Festival of the Supreme Being during the French Revolution after creating the neoclassical work The Oath of the Horatii?
David.
Jacques-Louis David is correct for 10. Back to Auburn. From 1120 to 1918, the Wittelsbach dynasty ruled what German region and kingdom, whose kings governed in Munich and built the Neuschwanstein Castle?
Bavaria.
Absolutely correct for 10. Back to Belvedere. What country entered Confederation in 1867, selected John Macdonald as its first prime minister, and created a horseback police force, the Mounties?
Canada.
Absolutely correct. John Macdonald there for the clue. Back to Auburn. The first program typically written by people learning how to code is often a simple program displaying what two-word phrase on the screen?
Hello world.
That's exactly right for 10. Back to Belvedere. What region, which is the origin of the Sirocco winds, lies immediately north of the Sahel and is a large desert spanning across North Africa?
Sahara.
That's correct for 10. Back to Auburn. In the book of Samuel, what soldier was killed by being placed on the front lines after David saw his wife Bathsheba bathing?
Anything? Simon.
Sorry, no challenging religion question there. That is Uriah the Hittite, and that's the last question for our volleyball round. Fantastic scores by both teams. We have Belvidere 160, Auburn 100, going into our next round, the NECA IBEW Lightning Round. But first, let's give away some pizza. The Bergstrom bonus question is coming up right now for you at home. Enjoy.
Based on the 2014 film of the same name, which FX mockumentary is set in Staten Island, New York, and follows a group of vampires?
Welcome back to Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. We've got a fantastic game so far. Belvidere 160, Auburn 100. And those scores are going to stay right there because now we have the Bergstrom bonus question. You've seen it at home, you've answered it, you've enjoyed it. Our students are about to find it, and they're about to win pizza and pasta from Lino's of Rockford if they get it right. Fingers on buzzers, teams, good luck. Based on the 2014 film of the same name, what FX mockumentary is set in Staten Island, New York, and follows a group of vampires? That is Brielle.
Watch What We Do in the Shadows.
Sorry, no. Belvedere, chance to steal.
It is.
That is Lindsay.
Twilight.
Sorry, no. I'm really sorry, Brielle. It's just What We Do in the Shadows is the title. Yeah, unfortunate. So that's all right, though. I am going to take that certificate. I'm going to go to Lino's. I'm going to have a fantastic time, and I'll invite someone. It's all right, though. We'll have the lightning round coming up for you right after this. Welcome back to Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. We have the NECA IBEW lightning round coming up. 100 points at stake for each team. If they get 10 of their own questions right, for 10 points each. Anything they don't get will bounce back to the other team. You'll have 30 seconds to play with it. So, Auburn, your 3 category choices this week are art museums, historical female leaders, planetary names.
Planetary names or historical female leaders. What do you guys want? Well, I need you guys to. What do you want? Planetary names.
Planetary names is the choice after some fervent discussion. Your instructions are pretty clear. Give these things that share their name with or include the name of a planet. Some planets may be repeated, so don't be surprised by that. You'll have 60 seconds for your 10. Belvedere, get ready for your 30 seconds bouncing back if anything comes your way. Auburn, here we go. Chief Roman god.
Jupiter.
Correct. Carnivorous plant whose leaf traps...
Venus flytrap.
Is correct. WNBA team from Phoenix, Arizona.
Pass.
Pass. Character who freezes Mr. Krabs in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Does anyone have anything? Neptune.
Correct. Train song that asks, did you sail across the sun? And did you fall for a shooting star?
Pass.
Pass. Sega video game console.
Saturn.
Correct. Magician in Gustav Holst's The Planets.
Anyone? Pass.
Pass. Candy bar featuring caramel, nougat, and milk chocolate.
Yeah. Mars.
That's correct. Continent that contains Rohan and Mordor.
Oh. Pass.
Statue attributed to Alexandros of Antioch.
Helios.
Sorry, no. WNBA team from Phoenix, Arizona.
Mercury's.
That's correct. Train song. That is time. 6 correct. 60 points your way, Auburn. Belvedere, 4 parts coming your way. 30 seconds to play with. Here we go. Train song that
Drops
asks,
of Jupiter.
Is correct. The Magician in Gustav Holst's The Planets.
Saturn.
Sorry, no. Continent containing Rohan and Mordor.
Fictional concept. That's the only one we have left. Wait. Pass.
Statue attributed to Alexandros of Antioch.
Venus de Milo.
Is correct. Continent containing Rohan and Mordor.
What? Are the rings more? Neptune.
Sorry, no. It is from Lord of the Rings. That continent is Middle Earth. And the other one to go back to, The Magician in Gustav Holst's The Planets, that movement is Uranus. So, Belvedere, time for your own lightning round. The 2 remaining choices, art museums, historical female leaders.
Historical female leaders.
Historical female leaders is the choice. It is exactly what it says on the tin. Name these national leaders who were women. You'll have 60 seconds. Auburn, prepare for your 30 seconds, should anything come your way. Belvedere, are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. British queen who died in 2022.
Elizabeth II.
Correct. 18th century Russian empress nicknamed the Great.
Catherine the Great.
Correct. Last queen of Egypt who lost the Battle of Actium.
Cleopatra.
Correct. British prime minister from 1979 to 19...
Thatcher.
Correct. Chancellor of Germany before Olaf Scholz.
Merkel.
Correct. Israel's prime minister from 1969 to 1970.
Mir.
Correct. Indian prime minister assassinated in
Indira Gandhi.
Correct. Pakistani prime minister whose second term was from 1990.
Bhutto.
It's correct. Queen of Hawaii who abdicated in 1895.
Liliuokalani.
Is correct. Empress Dowager who supported the Boxer Rebellion.
Cixi.
That is all 10 parts, 100 points. Very strong history knowledge to sweep that lightning round. With that, we have a score of Belvidere 280, Auburn 160. It comes down to the Mercy Health Final Challenge right after this. Welcome back to Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. It's been a fantastic game as expected between Belvidere and Auburn. Belvidere, on the strength of the first swept lightning round of the season, has a 280 to 160 lead going into the Mercy Health Final Challenge. Teams, fingers on buzzers. Each of these toss-ups is worth 20 points, so the score is going to change quickly, and we'll see who emerges at the end. Best of luck, both teams. Toss-up 1. What duo who told the title woman, "You're breaking my heart" in Cecilia had that is Brielle.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Absolutely right. It's 20 points to start off the round. What Swiss scientist names both a set of equations that describe inviscid fluid flow and that is Brielle.
Bernoulli.
Sorry, no, I'll finish for Belvidere. And the identity e to the I pi plus 1 equals 0. It is David.
Euler.
Leonard Euler is correct for 20 points. Next question. Catherine Eddowes was one of the victims in Whitechapel of what supposed author of the From Hell letter? That is Donovan.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper is correct. 19th century British serial killer for 20. In 1916, what Western state elected Jeanette Rankin? That is David.
Montana.
Montana is correct. The first woman to serve in the U.S. House. What author wrote about Shadow Moon's travels with the deity Odin in American Gods? And that is Brielle.
Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman is correct for 20. What German-born composer of Music for the Royal Fireworks? That is David.
Brahms.
Sorry, no, I'll finish for Auburn. Wrote water music after King George I requested a concert on the River Thames. That is Brielle.
Haydn.
Sorry, no, this is George Frederick Handel. Both close. Toss up next. What husband of the golden-haired Sif is the enemy? That is Brielle.
Thor.
Thor is correct for 20. Next question. Simu Liu, Ncuti Gatwa, and John Cena each play variations of what character? That is Lindsay.
Ken.
Those are all Kens from the 2023 Greta Gerwig film. What structure with a two-word name includes the subscapularis muscle, lets the shoulder move in all directions, and Brielle?
Rotator cuff.
And is often torn by pitchers, the rotator cuff for 20. What company's Mobis division introduced the e-corner or crab drive system, hoping to recoup sales after it and Kia became targets of widespread theft? That is Brielle.
Hyundai.
Is correct for 20 points. Nice get. Toss up next. What prince who led the English army at the Battle of Poitiers was the eldest son of Edward? That is Juan.
Edward the Black Prince?
Is exactly right for 20. The father of Richard II. What French sculptor used bronze to depict That is David.
Rodin.
An aggressive buzz there. It is Auguste Rodin. Burghers of Calais. What senator was asked by Army lawyer Joseph Welch? That is David.
McCarthy.
Joe McCarthy is correct if he had no sense of decency. The radiation intensity emitted by what ideal emitters is related to the fourth power of temperature by the Stefan-Boltzmann law? David.
Superconductors.
Sorry, no. Auburn has a chance to steal. Luke.
Black bodies.
Is what we're going for. 20 points. What poet who wrote, "How do you like your blue eye?" That is David.
Angelou.
Sorry, no. I'll finish for Auburn. How do you like... I won't, Brielle.
Cummings.
It's exactly right. How do you like your blue-eyed boy, Mr. Death? E.E. Cummings. Fantastic game. Look at those scores. We have a final score of Belvidere 400, Auburn 320. An incredible game by both teams. Congratulations, Belvidere. You advanced to the semifinals. Auburn, congratulations as well on a fantastic run and a fantastically well-played game. Who on the stage is seniors? Juan and Brielle, you're always welcome back to join us, and we look forward to seeing Luke and Mahi with us, as well as the rest of Auburn in our next season. And we look forward to seeing you next week as we start off our semifinals. See you then.